Good morning, mad ones. Good morning. Welcome back. Hello. Happy 8:33. It gives me great pleasure and an honor to be back here again in this space. It's been, and I feel like for me, what is more of a complete feeling. The last kind of 6 to 12 months has been an absolute whirlwind for me, and I could almost say that I feel mildly reborn. I think getting to know oneself in a fuller way is it's full of such deep complexities. So in that space, I think it's been, I guess, my biggest recognition that our mother, the natural world, and in my opinion, we're no greater than that. And so what I mean by this kind of classic abstraction is, that our bodies will always lead the way, and no matter what the process, I think we'll always be drawn back to what they're asking us to hear, our bodies are asking us to hear and listen into. And I'm not suggesting that that's an easy process, but it's been a part of my most recent learning. So I invite you back into this space with me. Thank you for sharing this time with me. I am Nina Boo. And it's a bit of a deeper moment for me. I don't know, you might remember these morning sessions where we used to share a bit of time together last time, and it was certainly still about being fleshy and building a bit of a look, starting bare-faced. Full disclosure, I haven't brushed my teeth or washed my face properly today. Just wake up, get ready, put the things on and come here. But we had a bit more of that Hartina style stuff where we would build a look and we love a look and prep for the day. But in development and in sharing what I will with you in these moments, or in these coming few moments and moving forward, I feel that honoring my now to you means that these little sessions will feel a little bit different. And so to share with you this beautiful, strange, deep symbolism that you kind of never expect to be not bestowed, but I don't know, I suppose we move through life with different variables, and sometimes we're all in different motions and we don't expect the things to happen. But for me, this deep symbolism around my eyes and the visual and sharing and perspective has really, I suppose, become further exacerbated. And so just under a couple of months ago, the long process of sickness and different visits to different facilitators and hospitals and things, I discovered that I have an autoimmune condition and a mild diagnosis called posterior scleritis, which is also known as uveitis, in my eyes. And so that means I have inflammation in the back behind my eyes, and for a while I had really swollen face and eyes, and affected my vision, and really bad headaches and a lot of different things. And I'm still processing that, and moving through that and trying to understand my place with medicine and lifestyle shifts and stress and my experiences and trauma and various other things that are related to autoimmune, and also just inconclusivity elements out of my control, various variables. And so, this brought a certain sense to me and my loved ones. There has been a lot of shifts for me around my relationships, and as a certain relationship, stepping away from that, loss in so much of our control, in death of a loved one of mine, in place, so much prompting my identity and my career and business and how I relate to myself. And so it's been a full breakdown. And so I believe that since then I have been in a rebuilding, and so I suppose I wanted to share that for however that might serve you and me and us collectively. So that has been the most beautiful symbolism, I think, for me. And without going too far into that and making this an entirety of a talking session, I think it has reminded me of the wonder of possibility that is carried in every new day, that we are blessed to be alive, and that is the starting point. So what these sessions will begin to kind of cover is different things and look at new conversations and perspectives that honor who we are, and who we already are, and being enough and okay with the moment, and enhancing that with good health. So yes, so I want to explore certain themes coming up. So this will be once a fortnight. So things like the eyes, that will be today's moment, and symbolism. The face of, there'll be a moment of with grace, in and imperfection, present identity, layers and exfoliate. So I haven't been really wearing much makeup, because I've been putting drops and certain things in my eyes and still just finding my way around it, and certain fears and such. I haven't really been wearing much makeup, and also re-exploring, and so I will be learning with you in this process too what are non-toxic makeups and such. So all suggestions welcome as well. My god, I found this cute Disney jazz. It's gonna be nice. Hello to my favorite auntie. So in this process, I will be doing that and sharing that with you. So, and all of this stuff that I have learned and am sharing, is, by a full disclaimer, a non from my research. So this is not to be advised for any medical purposes. Okay, so today, starting as the eyes of the window to the soul, I wanted to explore that a little bit. The idea of how and in which way we connect with eye contact, how that really explores vulnerability and self-expression when we're darting our eyes, and and how does this touch when we connect with others with eye contact. I know for me, I definitely dart my eyes a lot if I'm feeling a little distracted, I think, and if I'm feeling more connected to myself and able to be vulnerable, I can really connect in that with others. And how much of that in ourselves and in others do we truly see in trusting that experience with ourselves and in others to be vulnerable? How do we perceive ourselves in and through the gaze of others. And so a big thing I think is obviously perception. How caught up do we get in our own perception of ourselves and self-worth against how we feel others perceive us? Is a question. That's something I've been trying to break down. You know, because there's so many things that exist at the moment to distract us out of that, and like it's so easy to get caught up. And I don't say this as like a sage away from that. It's like, you know, when we recognize that, it's interesting to know how we can create our own relationship around what serves us in our own little world. And I think that always comes down to like what we want and what we value. But it's definitely a hard journey to go on. And then I think the final thought I wanted to leave you with was with the evil eye. Across so many Mediterranean, Latin American, Middle Eastern cultures, we have the evil eye, the Turkish, well, I shouldn't have said that in that way, but we have the blue coloured glass eye that is a symbol, and obviously is a symbol across so much and so many cultures, so many African cultures, so many cultures that have this beautiful symbolism that is, I guess, around others' gaze and your own reception of that, and, you know, intentionality around how our gaze from others and to others. And so I think it's an interesting notion to contemplate, and again go back to that intentionality around, you know, our eyes, our eye contact, eyes as the window to our soul, that protection, how we interact with one another in that way. So just some thoughts to think about. And on that, I wanted to kind of practically exercise some ways that we can protect our eyes. We're all on the screen a lot. So different screens. And I've, in this process, had a little look at ways to, you know, looking after the eyes. And there is a couple of other vitamins and stuff that I've been taking. Nothing too excessive, but if you wanted to know that, please feel free to let me know. So these are a couple of little exercises that we can try together today. So starting with this little palm of the hand here, you can do a little circle around your eyes here. I actually haven't done any of this morning, so this will be good. So do this here, and you can apparently move it up. Oh, that's nice. And do that for 20 seconds. Okay. Then you can use 2 or 3 fingers, another one here. And Cruella de Vil. And then move. I like this one. It's gonna mess up my brows, but that's okay. Move this and then down into the nose. And apparently this, which when I had really bad pain, was really helpful for hello, look at these, all of these sweet, beautiful people that I love. Really helpful for that facial orbital pain. So you can do this. This makes no sense, you guys, if you haven't watched the context of what I've been sharing, and I mean that with a loving heart. Sorry, that was straightforward, but instead of applying makeup, we are doing things that enhance who we already are. So So starting here and moving down. So this is a good one. And then fixing brows as well, obviously. Oops. Okay. And then temples. 20 seconds. Yes. And this is said to increase blood supply. Very good. Okay, so I was told that this is a for in TCM, this is a acupressure point. So under here, and just clean hands obviously in your space under here, and just gently rubbing the eyes. Hello my sweet Zoomer. I hope you can have a moment to re-watch the introduction to this so this makes a little sense. And this little acupressure point. Hello, welcome to everyone that's joining us. Hello. What else do I have here? Okay, here, this is where our tear ducts are. Did you know that? Just here. Stimulating the tear ducts. Like this. Here. Apparently just a gentle. I always have a really like heavy expression on the hands, so gentle is good. Gentle. Yeah. Oh, that's actually so nice. Okay. And then finally, I understood that this to be like the most stimulating, and again, provides a lot of neurocentric stimulation tapping, which is used across multiple practices. So 2 or 3 or however many, but just tapping around the eyes. Yeah. Yes. I enjoyed that one. And finally, some heat for rest. So we take our hands and rub together, palms, feeling the heat develop, and then just gently for a few seconds and let that just soften over. I might do it again because I didn't necessarily get that this time. And on the hand and the eyes. And let that soften out too. And I have a few more that we can do together with just opening and closing our eyes and looking. And if you wanted those, let me know and I can send you some suggestions, but I may leave it there for today, my sweet ones. Thank you for sharing this time with me, and I look forward to us moving in this new way together. Yes, please come along on this journey with me as I learn and share with you. I am Nina Boo. Be well. I send you all my love. Mwah, mwah, mwah.